Let me ask you something. Have you ever been laughed at for not wearing the right clothes? Ever felt less than because you didn't have the latest shoes? Or the coolest Halloween costume? And what if I told you the girl who got laughed at ended up walking away with not just the trophy, but the biggest applause in the room? This is Sarah's story, and it's going to remind you what true value really looks like. Meet Sarah. Sarah wasn't loud. She wasn't flashy, and she definitely didn't care about brands. She was the kind of girl who quietly colored beautiful things in the back of the classroom, who didn't have much, but somehow always made people around her feel like they had more. Meet the opposite, Riley. Then, there was Riley. Riley was rich, loudly rich. She had monogram jackets, limited edition sneakers, and more lip gloss than a department store aisle. And if Riley didn't have something, Daddy's credit card would make sure she did by 5 p.m. The contest is announced. The school announced it. Annual Halloween costume contest, grand prize, $200 gift card and trophy. The whole cafeteria erupted. Riley smirked. Guess I'll just tell Daddy to overnight something from Milan. Sarah? She just looked down at her tray and whispered, maybe I can make something this year. The ridicule begins. That whisper didn't go unheard. Riley turned, dramatic as ever. You? Make a costume? What are you gonna be? A paper bag? The laughter from her clique came instantly, but Sarah just smiled softly. Maybe a hot air balloon, she said. You know, something that lifts people up. A lesson from her mom. That night, Sarah went home and dug through the recycling bin. She pulled out some cardboard, a few empty lunch bags, and an old marker. Her mom walked in, tired from work but always present. Mom, you trying to build something, sweetie? Sarah, smiling. I'm trying to build something they can't buy. Her mom's eyes filled. She didn't say it, but in that moment, she knew her daughter was already winning. Meanwhile, across town. Riley's dad had hired a stylist. Yes, an actual stylist. For a middle school costume contest. Sequins. Satin. Real feathers. Price tag? $285. She would be a golden goddess. And she was sure Sarah wouldn't stand a chance. The big day arrives. The day of the contest came. The gymnasium sparkled with Halloween lights, candy buckets, and hundreds of students in store-bought costumes. Riley arrived in her SUV, stepping out like she owned the runway. The moment Sarah walked in, heads turned. Sarah's costume. Sarah's costume? It was made from cardboard and hand-colored lunch bags. A recycled basket hung from her waist like a hot air balloon, and dollar store balloons floated above her head. Kids didn't laugh. They stared. Then one kid clapped. Then another. And suddenly the gym was cheering. The contest begins. The principal stepped on stage. Everyone's costumes were amazing this year, she said. But one costume stood out. Not just for creativity, but for heart. The winner is Sarah. Riley's reaction. Riley's jaw dropped. She stood there in gold glitter, mouth open, fists clenched. Are you serious? She made that out of garbage. The crowd fell silent. Sarah stepped up to the mic, shaking, but steady. Sarah speaks. I didn't have money to buy something new, Sarah said. But I had my imagination. I had my hands. And I had some trash that people threw away. She paused, took a breath. My mom always says, it's not what you wear that makes you shine. It's who you are when no one's looking. The room reacts. Silence. Then the loudest applause of the night. Even the teachers wiped away a tear. Riley? She sat back down, quietly, for once. A powerful lesson. And maybe, in that moment, she realized something. That no amount of money could buy what Sarah had. Not the creativity. Not the courage. And definitely not the grace to keep smiling while others laughed. Back at home, that night, Sarah placed the trophy next to a picture of her and her mom. No fancy case. Just a quiet reminder that you can be rich in spirit, even if your wallet is empty. The deeper message. You see, The world will always celebrate what's shiny. But the real heroes, they create beauty from what's broken. Sarah didn't win because of her costume. She won because of what it represented. Hope, creativity, and dignity that no one could take away. So, if you've ever been laughed at for not having the best clothes, or been told you don't belong because you can't keep up, remember Sarah, because no one can outshine the light inside someone who refuses to be dimmed. If the story touched you even just a little, share it with someone who needs a reminder that their worth has nothing to do with their wealth. Hit the like button if you believe in people like Sarah, and subscribe for more real, raw stories that remind us what really matters. Because around here, we don't just tell stories, we tell the truth with heart.